Hello friends, this is Akash Mishra here and welcome back to my YouTube channel, that is Mechanical Engineering Make Easy. We are moving with manufacturing and this is 14th lecture of manufacturing, and from previous some lectures we are moving with welding and now we are moving with arc welding process. Okay, so in that we have today, for today's lecture, the submerged arc welding, SAW, that is submerged arc welding. What is this submerged arc welding? Okay, bare wire electrode will be used, bare metal electrode. Okay, means there will not be any coating on the electrode, and then the flux will be used in powder form. Okay, means the bare metal electrode will be there. This is the electrode holder, and the flux will be poured in form of powder. Okay, flux powder. And that flux powder will form here the slag. Okay, and as this is going to form here the slag, the contamination and impurities, that all defects will be eliminated. Okay, but ultimately the slag formation is there, so post cleaning will be required. So I am ultimately discussing some advantages also, some disadvantages also, so you should think in that way so that you will get clear all the concepts properly. And the maximum thickness that we can achieve, that is too much promising for us, that is nothing but T max, that is nothing but 75 mm. Okay, and what is this? The maximum thickness of 75 mm we can weld within one pass only. So this is again promising as compared to metal inert gas welding. In case of metal inert gas welding, we can achieve maximum thickness up to 30 mm, but in case of submerged arc welding, that maximum thickness is reached directly up to 75 mm. Okay, and arc is not visible here because as the flux powder is used and slag formation is there, so ultimately the arc is not visible. And as arc is not visible, so ultimately the operator will have to only judge that joint is happened or not and move forward. Okay, means the operator will not have any right to see that arc, so ultimately the skilled operator will be required. These are some disadvantages of submerged arc welding. Okay, so these are all the points that I have discussing with you about submerged arc welding. We will move towards next, and I am moving in some fast manner because number of techniques are there, number of welding techniques are there, and we have to cover all the techniques. Then electro slag. Okay, next is nothing but electro slag welding. What is that? We can denote it by ESW, electro slag welding. Okay, and this is vertical holding position. In vertical holding position we can weld, this will be electrode likewise, and that is nothing but the electro slag welding. Means in this case the consumable electrode will be there and the flux powder we will use, and that flux powder will form. Okay, we will supply from here flux powder, and at every point of explanation I draws my conceptual figures. Okay, so that figures may differ from our textbooks and etc, but I am trying to explain you all the things conceptually. That's why I am trying the figures as the concept goes. Like the flux powder will be there, and that flux powder, as the flux powder we are going to use, that will form the slag there. Okay, and the electrically conducting flux powder is there. The workpiece is ultimately electrically conducting, and the metal electrode is consumable metal electrode. Okay, this is all about the electro slag welding, and we can say it is same as the submerged arc welding, only the vertical position is there, because in case of submerged arc welding is also there was flux powder was used, the metal electrode, only the difference may be here, and that is nothing but the metal electrode. In case of submerged arc welding we was using bare metal electrode, means no any coating on metal, that electrode, but here maybe we can use the electrode which have some coating. That will depend on applications. That will, we can't say that 100% we are using the coated electrodes. That will depend on application, for what kind of application we are using the process. Okay, then we will move towards another things, and that is nothing but, and this can give maximum thickness which will be the greater than 75 mm. Okay, this is again one of the advantage of electroslag welding, that is in case of submerged arc welding we have reached the maximum thickness up to 75 mm. But now in case of electroslag welding, that thickness will be higher than 75 mm also, and within single pass only. Okay, so this is again one of the promising advantage of electroslag welding. Yes, so these are some points that we should take into consideration about electroslag welding. The thickness, the position will be vertical, the flux powder will be used that will be electrically conducting, the metal electrode, consumable metal electrode. Okay, then we will move towards next point. And next point is nothing but plasma arc welding. This is one technique. Okay, and this technique is not too much common for asking in exam. That's why I am not covering anything. Only I am giving you name. Okay, plasma arc welding. Then there is flux cored arc welding. Flux cored arc welding. This is also one type of welding. The flux within hollow electrode. Okay, means electrode will be hollow and the flux will pass from that hollow electrode, and the welding will be here. So that flux will form slag. Likewise, the process will be there of flux cored arc welding. Then we have flux. Which kind of flux we can use? These are all the techniques, welding techniques I have covered up till now. From some 2 to 3 lectures. Okay, I have covered all the arc welding techniques. So now we will move towards another points like flux. Which kind of flux we will use? Flux we will use of silica, metal oxides and other compounds of fused together and then crushed to powder. Okay, means silica, then metal oxides and some another compounds, and that compounds will be mixed together and crushed into the fine powder form. That is nothing but the flux. Okay, we uses in number of applications of arc welding process. Then types of welded joints. Okay, types of welded joint. There are different types of welded joint. Like first is butt joint. What is the butt joint? For example, these are two plates and that we have to join. So likewise, this is the butt joint. Means here the V groove was provided, and this is the root height and this is root gap. This is the butt joint. Okay, means directly parallelly, directly coaxially. If this is the axis, central axis of that, then directly the axis is matched with both and the joint is happened. That is nothing but butt joint. Okay, then corner joint. Corner joint. Then there is lap joint. What is lap joint? Lap joint is nothing but if this is one plate and this is another plate. Okay, and the joint will be provided here and maybe here also. So this is lap joint. Okay, means one over another, the plates will be placed one over another for some thickness, for some length, and the joint will be, the welding will happen. This is called as lap joint. Then T joint. T joint is nothing but, as name indicates, the T section will form. Okay, means if this is one plate and we have joined one plate here, and the welding will be from both sides. Okay, so this is T joint, means here and here the welding is happened and the plates are likewise, so the T joint is happened. That is nothing but T joint. Then edge joint. Edge joint is nothing but simply we will join the edges. Okay. Here the welding is there, or maybe here and here. Okay, means this is one plate, plate number 1, plate number 2, and the welding is happened here and here, or maybe here also we can provide some root gap. That will depend on application and etc. So this is nothing but edge joint. Okay, these are all the joints that I have shown to you. These are types of welded joint. Okay, and so bonus points for today's lecture. Like, share and subscribe, and do share with the needy peoples, because I know number of tuitions are there, but they charges too much fees in thousands or lakhs. So the all students should get benefited, and I am providing this content free of cost. That's why share with needy peoples. So in case of bonus point, we have one type of welding, that is submerged arc welding. And what is that? We have studied in this lecture itself. At the starting of this lecture, only some points that I wanted to discuss in bonus point also, like the flux subject to contamination. Means what happens, the flux we are using, and that flux will subject to contamination, and that's why the weld porosity will happen. What happens, as we are using flux there, and that is in powder form. Okay, ultimately that flux forms the slag, but if that slag entraps between the welding process, the welding material, okay, means what will happen, this is metal electrode, and the powder will come from here, and the joint is going to happen here. So there may be chances that, okay, here the welding is happening, so some amount of this flux may be entrapped between that metal, and because of that the weld porosity problem happens. Okay, in case of submerged arc welding, this is disadvantage of submerged arc welding. Then we will look towards another point, and that is nothing but, yes, and in case of submerged arc welding, the cast iron, aluminum alloy, magnesium alloy, lead, etc. For these kind of materials, we can't use submerged arc welding, which are that the cast iron, aluminum alloy, magnesium alloy, lead, etc. Okay. Then the mild steel, medium and high tensile low alloy steel can be welded. Means which materials cannot be welded, like cast iron, aluminum alloy, and magnesium alloy, then lead. These kind of materials cannot be welded, but the materials like mild steel and etc. can be welded with the help of submerged arc welding. Okay, these are some extra points that I wanted to add into our discussion, because in case of GATE there may be one question may be asked from which kind of materials the submerged arc welding can be used and cannot be used. Okay, that question may come. That's why I have came with this kind of points. So this is all about what I have designed for today's lecture. Please like, share and subscribe my channel, and if you and from next lecture I will come up with non-fusion welding, soldering and etc etc. Okay, but before that, if you wanted to watch my other videos also, go to my channel, watch all the videos. If you are enjoying my sessions, then like the sessions. Thank you friends, bye bye.